What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here. So today I will be talking about a brand new game that was announced. Also, I am working on a Meltdown video. I should have it out sometime between tomorrow and the next day depending on my work and time that I have. It's mostly tips for new players. But let's focus on what we're talking about today. So I was just browsing the internet when I saw the announcement of a game called Immortals and the Death That Follows. Now this game is a roguelike side-scrolling beat-em-up game for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC on Steam of course. It will launch in early access for PC in 2023, followed by a full release in 2025. A demo is planned for 2022. Now the game is being developed by Mishura Games. Now before I continue, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. Usually these types of games, roguelike, or even games that are not anime, I don't tend to cover them in my channel. However, I do cover fighting games. And when I saw the footage, I couldn't help but see some amazing action that just seemed like a fighting game. Even though this is a beat 'em up, I'm fully aware of it, but there's just something interesting about it. Its combat just draws me in and I'm like, wow, this really looks like a fighting game. I also think aesthetically and design wise, it looks very unique and interesting with how the characters look, the enemies, and of course the environment, especially as the characters riding on top of like an interesting vehicle. Some of the key features say that you will battle on top of outrageous vehicles as they speed down a highway in gameplay that is equal parts Mario and Mortal Kombat. Now the Mario part, I feel it's a bit interesting to describe it, but sure. And another description is you would stave off hordes of enemies in free flow combat or engage in intense duels. I mean, having Mortal Kombat also as a way to describe the game is not bad, and I can see it with the combat and some of the, fighting that is going on that we see in the trailer. Especially if their objective is to have a specific style of fighting and combat, which again feels very unique for a roguelike and the style of game that this usually is. It is said in their description also that Immortal is a roguelike side-scrolling beat-em-up inspired by fighting games and the 90s anime. Which again, you can truly see that with the design. It just gives some vibes of anime, especially, old school 90s anime. And of course the combat, you can really see the inspiration from fighting games. And that really draws me in. That's one of the biggest things the combat is, at least for me, what got me excited and hooked me. There's also a description of the story, which is Fudo, the king of wisdom and former warden of Buddha's prison camp for demigods, will learn humility, or at least as he is incarcerated with the rest for his betrayal of truth. The former villain would have to use both his brawn and leadership skills to reunite the Asuras to escape the Titan realm and its creator's tyrannical regime. Both with everyone in the prison wanting a piece of their former warden, it will not be easy. You're Fudo's only chance at redemption, having the ability to influence his choices. The last spark of humanity trapped in his vile, corrupted soul. Will you succumb to the Wisdom King's power and take the easy way out, or fight for freedom until the very end? It seems you play as a character named Fudo who has a relationship with Buddha as his former warden for his prison. So this could be an interesting story as you, Fudo, try to escape the prison. And of course, as a former warden, I bet he has made some enemies that of course want a piece of him. I think just from concept, it is very interesting and it does have some potential as a roguelike to have an interesting story. Now, this game will take its time to develop, which is a good thing. I mean, you never want to rush the development of a game, especially a game that seems to have a style of combat that could be very unique and it looks really interesting. I mean, there will be an early access release in 2023 and a full release in 2025, so we're still a bit far away. I think yes, early access can be a bit tricky, but with the proper developers, it can help create an amazing game. I mean, an example for a roguelike game is Hades, which was an early access on the Epic Store games. And so many people still love it, and it was a really good thing that it went that route, because with time it became one of the best games there is and people just love talking about it. There will be a demo sometime in 2022, so we will be able to get a taste of the combat and see what this game could be all about. I'm very interested in Immortal and the Death That Followed, and I can't wait to try the demo for this game next year. So what are your thoughts? This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.